All right, good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, June 3rd. We are on Module 6, Lesson 3 today. Your target for today is that you, will be able to find points on a coordinate plane and put points at the right spots on a coordinate plane. So here we go. Here's some fluency. If you want to do this, you can pause the video, draw this out, and then go ahead and identify those points there. Remember that the points are always x comma y, x comma y. You can go ahead and find those missing numbers on the number line, pause the video, and then name those coordinates on a grid, doing that again. We did our application problem already. There are your answers. And now we are going to begin with our concept development today. So you're going to use your supplies to create a coordinate plane, okay? So your coordinate plane is going to need to have, on the very bottom it says 20 grid lines. So what that means is that there are 20 spaces down here at the bottom. So if you need to turn a booklet that you have horizontal, so there's 20 spaces, you're going to do that. So you need 20 spaces going horizontally, and then also you need 20 spaces vertically. Okay, so the x-axis we just drew, it goes through A and B. The y-axis there goes through C and D. Okay, the origin is at 0. So here is 0. That's our origin. Whoops. 0 is our origin. Okay, and it says that the numbers 0 through 5 on the x and y axis. So yes, we have 20 lines, but we're going to put the numbers 0 through 5 on here. So that means that in between each digit from 0 to 1, there's going to be 4 spaces. So this is going to be 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be the number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be the number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And the last space here is 5. Okay, so if we need the numbers 0 through 5, and we're using 20 grid lines, all I did was take 20, divide it by 5, and that gives me 4 spaces in between each number. So I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side. So every 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, every 4, then I put the number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Now I can go back in and delete my dots that I drew. But sometimes that can help you count out those spaces. Okay. All right. So now we have it labeled here. So that means, you guys, since we have 4 spaces in between, that each hash mark is 1/4. Okay, in between our numbers. So we just did the first part of our lesson today. Okay. Okay, the first part. Use your supplies to create a coordinate plane. We did that. We have an x-axis, a y-axis. Our origin's at 0, and then we put the numbers 0 through 5 on our x-axis and y-axis using 20 grid lines. So now here's your second problem. So that was problem number 1. Pretty easy. You constructed your own coordinate plane. So now we have problem number 2. We're going to use coordinate pairs to name and plot points. So here we go. The first one says label E, G, B, and C. So we're going to go to E, and I'm going to use my highlighter. E is at over 2, up 1. So E, and I'm going to zoom in. Remember, X comes first, is 2, comma, 1. Okay, so we're finding G now. Here's G. G, I'm going to use my highlighter, is over 1 1/4 and up 3 2/4, which is 3 1/2. So if I zoom in, we said it was over 1 1 1/4, comma, I can't remember what we said, 3 2/4, which is 3 1/2. So there's G. B is down here. Okay, we are over 4 3/4 and up 0. So here's B. I'm going to zoom in, over 4 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So, 4 3/4 and comma 0. And C is here. We are over 0. We don't have to go over any, but we do have to go up to the number 2. So it's 0, comma 2. All right. So we did our first one. Our second question, it's asking us, what is at 1, comma 0? 1, comma 0. We're going to write it underneath. 1, comma 0 equals, what's that 1, comma 0, everybody? A. Good job. A. If you look, we go over 1 and up 0. Okay, next one. What's at points 0, comma 4 1/4? So if we go 0, over 0, we go up 4 1/4. What point do we get? Good, D. So 0, comma 4 1/4 equals D. Okay, next one. What point on Y is 4 1/4 from the origin? So if you look on the y-axis, what point is 4 1/4 from the origin? Four and 1/4 from the origin of 0, we get point D. So 4 1/4 from origin is D. Okay. Next, which point is 1/4 from X? So we're looking for a point that is 1/4 from, 1/4 from X. Do you see any points on the x-axis? that is 1/4 from x. Doesn't mean it has to be just on the x-axis. So if we look here, 1/4 from x could be this. I'm going to make this. Okay. 1/4 from x could be anything on this line. But there's nothing there. Or 1/4 from x, is it that it's anything on this line? What do you guys think? I see something on that line. The point I. The point I. So we're going to write these down. So I is 1/4 from x. Okay. Now we get to place a point on the graph next. It's going to be point J. So you're going to place a dot and call it point J at 3, 2 3/4. So we're going to go over 3. Over 3 and up how many, everyone? How much do we go up? 2 3/4. So I'm going to zoom in on mine. Okay. I got over 3 and up. I'm going to use, I like using my highlighter. So over 3 and then up 2 3/4 right there. So this point, we're going to call it J. We went all the way over to 3, and then we went up 2 3/4. Okay, next one. What is the distance from J to F? Ooh, okay. So here's J. I'm going to use a different color highlighter. J to F. What is our distance, everyone? So J is still over 3. Let me label J. 3, 2 3/4. Okay, that's J. F is 4, 2 3/4. So what is the difference between the x values of J and F? Only 1. Okay, only 1. So the difference from J to F is 1. Now we're going to plot another one. It's going to be K. So we're going to plot a dot on our graph. We're going to name it K at 1 1/4, 1/4. I'm going to use another highlighter. 1 1/4 is on this line, 1/4 is just up 1 to the next level. And we're going to plot a point right there, and we're going to call it K. And then the last one, what is the difference from K? I'm going to get my highlighter again. What is the difference from K to, I already used blue, yellow, green, orange, I'll go red. So from K up here to G, what is our difference? So we go from 1/4 to 3 1/2. So 3 2/4 minus 1/4 is what, everyone? The difference, 3 2/4 minus 1/4 is 3 1/4. So the difference from K to G is 3 1/4. Wow, thanks. I know it's a colorful graph. Sometimes that helps me when I do my highlighter. That might help you when you are working with your coordinate planes and plotting your points. I I am excited for you guys to get more practice on your problem set. If you want, you can. And then you do have the exit ticket to do. Okay, so you're going to use a ruler, construct the axes for a coordinate plane. The x-axis should intersect points L and M. Construct the y-axis so that it contains the points K and L, and you're going to label each axis. That's all you got to do. Good luck, everyone.